most certainly, and most certainly it is. And a lot of black men don't understand it. Right now, a young black man right now can go out with a white girl and just date her, and she can call the police at any time after that and have him arrested and give him a criminal record. And see, even Bill Cosby. Look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby now was messing around with a bunch of out of about 50-something women who charged him with sexual harassment or rape. Guess what? All out of that 50, all of them were black, all of them were white, except about 2 were blacks. Because again, they went after him. And the white man used to call that, in the old days, call that being black snaked. I just told you about like nigga in the wood pile. That white men would not even date a white woman again if she'd ever been out with a black man. They would call that being black snaked. That's why during the civil rights movement, they killed a whole bunch of white women who was going through the civil rights movement in the South for being around black men. They hauled them out and beat them. There was one girl who was her father was a big industrialist, I think in Norway or Sweden. Her name was Swedish. Her last name was Swedish something. They pulled her out of the car down in Alabama and beat her for riding in a car with 2 black men. They say, we snatched her out of the car, so we're gonna whip your ass for having been black snaked. Okay, so that's a dangerous thing. So all these guys, and go look at all your entertainers. I probably got about with photos right now, I can send you a list of about 50 black men right now, historically, that not none of the white girlfriends or white wives. That's it. And they're on dangerous ground, and those big, and look at Tiger Woods. I don't even go back. Tiger Woods, they can whip your ass if you take that chance. And if you got any money, better watch out. They'll give you a criminal record, and once they get that criminal record on you, the second time you go to jail.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you this: when you were talking about the castration part, you were saying that when black men got lynched, they were castrated because it reflected their fear, their concern of the black man having, the power of the penis or whatever it is that whatever magical power they think we have. And who knows, maybe we do. I think black men, we have some extraordinary features that everybody either wants to make money off of, or they want to just sit back and admire, or they're afraid of. But let me ask you this. So, I've made the argument before, and I'd like to run this by you and get your take on this. With Bill Cosby, I felt that there was a symbolism behind the tearing down of Bill Cosby. The public lynching of this man, to not use that term too lightly, but almost like a different kind of lynching. The public castration, the financial castration of him. I felt that it wasn't just a matter of we're going to hold this Negro accountable. It was we're going to humiliate him. We're going to take away his freedom. We're going to strip him of every dollar he's got in his pocket, and we're going to do it in public. So it almost seemed like they were sending a message to black people that you will never have more power than us. You will never. We're going to take the strongest Negro you have, and we're going to put him in front of you, and we're going to lynch him in front of everybody so that we let you all know who's in charge. Can you give maybe a historical context to that, maybe a plantation comparison or something like that, so we can understand what's really going on here better?
Well, there are all kinds of castrations, forms of castration that takes place in that cross-generational or cross-sexual lines. They're going to castrate the black man either financially, physically, emotionally, or politically. They're going to wipe him out. And castration is castration. Then Bill Cosby, they're going to take his money from him. They're going to humiliate him. They're going to ruin his reputation, and they're going to strip him down to nothing. And because again, to make sure he does not touch any white women. You take Michael Jackson. There he's messing around, going messing around with Elvis Presley's daughter. They went after him. They're going to strip everything from him. That's why they started talking about how gay he was, and they try to stop him from making some records, make him redo some records, try to take back all the Presley albums, old files on Elvis Presley's records. He had control of a lot of that. They took that away from him. But in time, when you mess around with white women, you run on dangerous grounds, because the white man still believes in the old image that the white man has larger sex organs than a black man, and the best way to handle him is to castrate him physically, financially, emotionally, politically, and that way you got him beat. That's why when I said when you lynch him, you also take him physically, castrate him, even in his death.
Wow. Everybody who's listening, I'm talking to Dr. Claud Anderson. He's the author of the books Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, The Black History Reader, Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2. His books are on at powernomics.com. Summertime's coming. One suggestion I would make for you all, everybody here, is if you have children in your home, don't just send them to basketball camp, to football camp, send them to Black Power Camp. Black Power Camp should include reading books like Powernomics. Maybe if you want to, we have programs. We have blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com, our Black Business School for Children. We have financial workbooks at financialworkbooks.com. Give them something that's going to make them strong for the rest of their life, not just teach them how to sing, dance, or shoot a basketball or play a sport, but teach them how to actually play the game of Powernomics that's being played all throughout the world. The game of economics is competitive. It's a team sport, and we need economic soldiers in our community. So, Dr. Anderson, thank you for answering that question for me. I truly appreciate that. You know, because we're really actually fighting on the Albert Wilson case. A whole lot of us are getting together to try to help him out and to at least make sure that justice is served. We're not looking to defend. I would never defend a rapist, but I don't believe this young man's a rapist. I believe that he is a person that's been caught up in a system that's designed to destroy him. And I want to warn as many people as possible in an honest way. You know, it's not politically correct to say that it's dangerous for a Black man to date a white woman, but the evidence speaks to that. You know, the Me Too movement speaks to that. What's going on with Albert Wilson speaks to that. And I think anybody who has a son has to have that conversation with their son, because what happens is if you don't talk to your son about it, if you don't have the real conversation with him, then you might have the conversation with him in a jail cell when you can't do nothing no more. Now his future has been taken away. His reputation's taken away. Quintez Cephas out at the University of Wisconsin, they kicked him off the football team before they even investigated. The two white girls invited him up for a threesome, and then next thing you know, they're saying they were too drunk to have sex, but they invited him to the threesome. You know, it's just really interesting, weird things like that. And it's almost like even when you present evidence to the contrary, that no, this guy didn't do any of these things, they just ignore all of that. So anyway, I don't know if you had a final thought on that before we move on to the next topic. I just had to get that out of my system.
No, well, and see, just the opposite is true too. There's a white woman in a protected class in the highest level. She also is intrigued by the Black man who's in the lowest level. And see, in other words, the white woman is on the third floor. The black and the white woman is on the third floor. The white man and the Black woman is on the second floor, and the Black man is in the basement. And so, consequently, whenever a white man hears that sees a Black man with a white woman, you know what that says to his mind? He must have an awfully long Johnson that stretch from the basement all the way up to that white woman on the third floor. That's why the white man said, "I'm gonna cut that Johnson off the first chance I get," because he got to be if he's successfully reaching those white women that's over me, that's over my head, and I'm over the Black man. He must have a large Johnson the first chance I get. I'm gonna castrate him. I'm gonna castrate him physically, financially, emotionally, in any way I can. Because that's why they always believe in the rumor or the myth that the Black man has a larger Johnson than the white man. That's the root of that whole concept, is that the white man figures that you can get, if a Black man can successfully get to a white woman that's up above his head, he must have a long Johnson. We're gonna cut it off.
One thing I want to ask you, Dr. Anderson. So now that I hope you guys have been warned. If you get the message and you understand what we were just talking about, please say, "I get the message." Thank you. Say something to acknowledge the fact that you appreciate the fact that we've got somebody who knows history, somebody who is one of our respected elders, who is really telling you the truth. Because ain't nobody on TV gonna really tell you the truth. They want you to walk right into the rabbit trap so they can take you down after you figure out what's really going on. So just tell Dr. Anderson